It's going to be a great time, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching this live or you're going to be watching the replay on YouTube or Facebook, we're really so excited to be having this amazing personnel in the house today. So I'm just going to go straight into introduction, and then we go straight into what we have this evening. Basically, we're just going to be looking at the African setup, how business needs to begin to re-evaluate things, how they need to begin to realign themselves with what is practically possible in business. And our guest tonight is somebody that I know that from his leadership system that he already has in place, and so many he has actually had, so many things he's done. He's someone that really embodies the true spirit of an African business person. He's someone that reminds me about every single thing that the like of Tunulu Melo talks about, understanding Afripreneurism. And it's my honor this very beautiful day to have no other person but Dr. Elvis in the house. Dr. Elvis is the founder CEO of Skyewise Group, a leading conglomerate in the Nigerian space, comprising of Skywise Auto, Skywise Foundation, Skywise Travel, Skywise Investment, and lots more. His career spans from the banking industry. He's achieved several business results, and over a decade. He holds a PhD from Skye University in banking and business management. He's also a member of the Chartered Institute of Leadership and Governance from the United States. He's an author of a wonderful book which I have here in my hands, Run with the Challenges of Life, and he annually imparts over 1,000 young people within Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to have Dr. Elvis in the house. Sir, you have a remarkable bio. I must be very frank. And one of the things we do at the Business Conversations with Charles is we don't just do what is normal, because people are just doing interviews. Let's do it. We like to do an interview where if people look at those interviews 5 years, 10 years from now, they will be able to attest to the fact that we are actually talking about reality. There's no time for hype. People are going through real challenges, real situations, and they need real heroes that can talk about how to solve these things. First of all, I look back into, some things you did last year, wonderful things. So when you say you impact 1,000, I saw you yourself. Now, at the level you are in, you can afford to just send people to some of those schools or send to some of those places as a result of what Skywise Foundation do, to just do what they're doing. But you are there in person. I saw you being so. Beyond the fact that you have a large heart for serious business connection, one of the things I know as well is that you have the heart to also empower a lot of business people as well. And I'm so happy that most of them are going to be jumping on the call either right now or on the review of this as well. So first of all, I want to go straight into you, the person. One of the first things that struck me very well, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the books that, it got me, and let me say it like this. One of the prayers we pray in church is, God help me to sleep better, avoid sleepless nights. But I can promise you, this book gave me sleepless night for a couple of days. From the very moment Dr. Elvis himself gave me an autograph copy. And right here, so I'm going to show you, so I like to be very real. You don't even need to get to chapter 1. Right on the very place where he signed, I'm going to read out this statement so you understand how this fits with what we're talking about today. It says, when you decide to go higher in life, all hell will be let loose to fight your new heights. But your ability to withstand and run with them makes you a champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Elvis wrote this book 2021, I believe. I was checking that.
Yeah, 2021.
Yes, we are in 2025. And so in 4 years, I've seen you make some tremendous growth. Just recently, I saw that the auto center was opened, a big gigantic center in Abuja. I also know that there's Skywise Abuja. And the first question I have for you is that how do you do it? Because you seem to be the polar opposite of a whole lot of entrepreneurs now that are thinking about how to zoom off or jump out of the country or diversify into something else, but you stayed consistent, growing consistently. How do you do it, sir?
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Charles. It's an amazing opportunity to be in your views and thousands of people, millions of people that are going to be connected with us tonight. That are going to watch this interview time and again. So I've said it time and again. For me as a person, like you have read, when you decide to go higher in life, all hell will let loose to fight a new level. It is normal. It is something whereby that is synonymous to when it comes to vision chasing, when it comes to building something that will last the test of time. And also when you are doing something that is real and you are original, you are not a copycat, you believe that okay, you are doing something, bring an idea to limelight. You also agree with me, it's not an easy task to bring an idea to limelight, not just anyhow idea, an idea whereby nobody have actually been able to pass through that process. So I believe in power of vision. I believe in consistency. I believe in giving value to society. I believe in building something that will outlive me. And that was what really gave back to this Skywise group of companies. I remember, like you're saying in my background, I used to be a banker. I've been in the bank for over 8 years, and I realized that, oh, there's so much more I can actually contribute to my world than what the bank was paying me for. And at that point in time, I decided to put in for my resignation. I said, you know what, I'm done with the banking industry. I want to build something for myself. I want to impart my word. And even as of today, I tell people my purpose in life is not about just to build a company for people to come that can resonate or build a brand, but my purpose in life is just to impact people and leave a footprint in the life of many people. And even though when I'm far gone, people can say, "Oh, there was a man past that actually came into this world and actually passed through and leave a landmark behind," and that is what drives me every day, and that alone make me consistent in whatever I am doing. And so far, so good. Like I tell people, it's not how far I've come, but it's how far I still have to go. And that is my driving force.
Wow, wow, powerful, sir. Thank you so much. So basically,
Well,
today one of the very centerpiece of the discourse would be how building beyond challenges. Because one of the reasons people don't build as much as you've done. Remarkable story. In short, if somebody gave me to say I should review this book for the next 1 hour, I would have to say about every chapter. In short, I have so marked every part of it that so many things in my head. It wasn't easy to take that decision. That decision you took many years ago is a decision a lot of people are under right now. People wake up
mm-hmm,
every morning, they don't like what they do, they don't like where they go to,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but the fear of the unexpected would not help them, jump in, and that fears. And a lot of people bring that into business. So there's a lot of entrepreneurs today. As a consultant, one of my biggest headache right now for a lot of business people is that they are overwhelmed with challenges and there are less answers. And one thing I've learned with the book is a lot of the answers we're looking for outside is actually
Inside the
something you need
book.
to find
Yeah.
inside. Yes. And you are a very big proponent to that. Most of the discussion we've had personally, you've always emphasized on that. So looking at today's Nigeria, today's Africa, the global space, change in technology, and a whole lot of things. What do you think is the missing gap between the business person that has a beautiful idea and the implementation of that idea? Where do you think a lot of business people are missing it?
So a lot of people have actually made this talking about people that actually have an idea, fear of the unknown first. Actually, people are missing in that aspect. People are saying having a background issues. Oh, nobody have done this in my family. Nobody have been able to build something. Even they have conceived that idea, they will begin to probably have that anxiety to pursue that idea within them. Is also a missing gap. Another aspect of fear is all about I don't have the resources, I don't have the capital, and so all those kind of that is true. Another one is talk about national policies, insecurity in the land, and so on. It talks about the unstable foreign exchange rates and so on. So many other ideas, people in terms of to implement the ideas and to bring something to limelight. But against all this odd, there are always a solutions. I permit me to use the word in the scripture that says, when men say there's a casting down, for me there's an upliftment.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about starting from the book. When we had a COVID-19 2020, early 2020, and there was so much or so little we can do with our time and our risk because we're confined in a particular space, we're limited and so on, we can't move and so many challenges. But then and there, a lot of ideas were birthed. Now that actually gave birth to this amazing book you we are discussing tonight. I just asked myself, okay, I'm one person whereby I can't just stay one place without doing something. So many ideas was coming to my mind. I began to put my thoughts into writing, and that was what gave me to that book. In fact, it might interest you to know that sometimes I sit and I read out through that book. I also get inspired, and I ask myself, wow, how did I write this book? People ask me, oh, did you truly go through all these challenges that is embedded in this book? I say yes. Even there are more whereby I couldn't put into the book because of the journey ahead of me and where I am going to. So you can't take it away from anybody. Challenges of life have access to everybody. Either you are big, you are small, you are young, you are old. You have access to everybody. But the good thing is that challenges of life does not have control over everybody. So you can determine what challenges you want to accommodate. And I can tell people also, the challenges you need to face in life is based as the idea of God has given to you, or the vision God has given to you. The challenges I'm facing as an individual, as as an entity, as a CEO of Skyewise Group, is different from the challenges you're going to face, Dr. Charles, in life. Why? Because the vision might be universal, but my own vision is not the same vision that you probably have. Even though we're actually in the course of empowering people, we're definitely going to face different challenges. Someone will say to you, the greater the challenges, the better. The greater the vision, the bigger the challenges. And that's why I say the topic of tonight, when you want to go to the next level of your life, they're going to be different levels of challenges that you're going to overcome. And your ability to withstand those challenges and become a better person makes you a success in that aspect. So many people, like I put it in levels, there are level ones, there are level two, to number of levels you want to climb to. So when you think you've overcome level one challenges and you think you have arrived, that's all you're going to probably experience in life. Little you are actually just doing yourself. Because every level actually have different challenges you're going to experience. So for me, the level I am now is as a result of the level or the challenge I'm facing now is as a result of the level I am operating. So for instance, now Skywise Group is doing 10th anniversary next month, and
Wow.
the challenge we are experiencing now is the challenges of 10 years anniversary. So we're going to
Wow.
clock 11 years, then we're going to face challenges of 11 years. And so we actually have known this internally and mentally, and we are prepared for it. That's why I tell people, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And it's as simple as that. So you can say because there are challenges, and you're not probably going to pursue your dreams. I won't say because I lost my mom in Dana air crash, I'm not going to fly again. That is not true. So with that, I will still fly. Our people say the people died on motor accident will say they will not take a bus again, will not go by road trip. No. So it means that your ability to understand the journey of your life and you're probably going to run with the challenges that are going to come with you makes you a better person. When I had my ideas of Skywise Group in 2013, and I begin to ask myself, oh, Elvis, how are you going to do it? You are just a banker, you don't have the resources, you don't have the money, and so on. I said, don't worry. I registered the company in 2013, even though I was still in the bank. So officially, when I resigned from First Bank in 2015, I established the Skywise Group officially. And at that point in time, the first challenge I had was I was duped with every resource I actually had.
Yes.
I lost everything. I found myself doing Uber. I found myself in cafe prison just because I couldn't pay my debt and so on. But that was the challenge I faced then. Now the challenge I faced then probably cannot probably stand what I'm building now. I lost close to 10 million then as of 2015. But today now, I've been able to build a business that is worth over $15 million. And I'm not saying it just to impress anybody, but because I say yes to myself that, oh, I have seen the vision of where Skywise is going. So I know that these are challenges that is normal, but my ability to embrace these challenges and run with them will make me or probably see what people talk about, that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And the light I'm seeing today is just an eyeball of what is coming ahead of me. So we have done 10 years, and the challenges I've encountered in the last 10 years is just for the foundation level of where I'm going to, and which I tell people, go through the process. So the process is all about embedding it, building everything and separating your yes from your no, in the sense that, oh, you begin to know what to do and what not to do, the friends to drop, the friends to associate with, the books to read, the books not to read. And these are what challenges of life probably going to make us realize. And on this subject, you see, it's interesting to know that challenges of life does not come to you announces, oh, I'm a challenge of life, I'm coming to you tomorrow. No, challenges of life come unexpected, unannounced. So because it comes unexpected, unannounced, it is our duty as an individual, as an entrepreneur, to run with them no matter how it is. Let's give an instance. Joseph in the Bible, God told him, you're going to be this, you're going to be that. But God never told him that, oh, you'll be sold, you will probably be betrayed, you'll be lied upon, and so on. And I'm very sure that if God have told Joseph all these challenges he's going to encounter, he will tell God, say, God, you know what, keep your vision. I am not interested anymore. So because of that, it's going to scare Joseph. So because the challenge of God will not tell you the challenge you're going to pass through as a person, but it's going to give you the vision. So our ability to run with those challenges, inherent one, make us a better person and make the vision alive. The same thing you can see in the scripture, also the life of Jesus Christ. If God have told him all the challenges he's going to pass through, he will say, you know what, I'm not willing to die. If at the point he cries, say, Lord, if it's by your will, let this cup not pass me by. But guess what? It is a button he has already pressed. It is a vision he has been able to accept and say, you know what, I will go through this process, not just for my own interest, for the interest of the world. So as an entrepreneur, for me, I know that no matter what I'm bringing to Lifeline, I will not be able to eat for my lifetime, but for the generation unborn and for the people around me, and to impact the world and to tell poverty, you know what, I actually came from among the poorest family. I came from that house. I wasn't born with silver spoon, but I want to defy the odds of poverty to ensure that I leave something behind, not just for myself or for my family, but for the world at large.
Wow, wow, wow. Powerful, sir. Powerful. People see you now at the level you are in, and it's easy to admire.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to want to. Everybody wants to be the next Dr. Elvis. You know, they see the glimpse of success. They see the business class. They see everything, but nobody understands what you had to pass through to get it. So that's something that's very critical. And I believe that somebody may be watching this call right now, and they're at that very point where you said something. So things got tough. You even had to go start Uber.
Yeah.
So what I've noticed this thing with a lot of self-made millionaires, that it looks like there is a vision in their yesterday that push them to actually become success today. In short, there are more people that I believe that come with first class that never get to that, apex of where society can actually say you become successful. Most of the people that are there, like I believe you're friends with the Obi Kubana, a lot of people. I noticed that you all seem to have the same story. It's like something was pushing you right from that very yesterday, and it's propelled you to a place, to an enviable position. How can the person today, in today 2025, that wants to build a solid foundation or want to build a solid business that you've built, what would they need to be? How do you think they would need to? Yes, first of all, I know one of the answers. Get Dr. Elvis books. It's really going to blow your mind. It's really going to help you understand how to take that daredevil step. But this is my thinking. If you were to travel back to several years ago and you look at I want to believe that you were scared of certain things, but despite the fear, you chose to move. How did you do it? Because it's not that easy. But some people don't have that lion heart to be able to take some of the major steps you take. How can we break it into little steps and pieces to help people understand that what did you do differently, that maybe today people don't need to run into depression, they don't need to see the lower part of themselves. What do they need to do? What was that difference that has put you where you are, put Obi Kubana where he is, put Shea Vudi and some of these major people within your same level where they are? What makes the difference?
Okay, so like I said to you, uh, there are no glory without a story. Every great glory you've seen today, the life of great people, there are also great stories and processes they have actually passed through. And every idea that you have seen around the world today that actually stood the test of time have been tested many times. Anything that you want to bring to limelight, anything you want to bring to impact the world, anything you want to bring that will outlive you, will be tested, will be tested. And I had no understanding when I was actually growing up, when I started Skyewise Group, that okay, what I'm about to unveil, what I'm about to build, nobody in my family have been able to build it. In fact, I use the word I
Wow.
said, I will be the lamb, the sacrifice to break that generational curses in my family. And I've experienced the worst, like I told you. There are nothing you probably want to say anyone that actually want to build success, want to build greatness, that will pass through that I've not been through. I've been through everything, I've seen the worst. So at that point in time, I made myself available as the lamb. If I've seen the worst, then what else again am I scared of? If truly this idea I have is given by God, it's not a copycat idea, not that my friend is doing well in this industry, that's the reason I want to go into it. It's an original idea. So if it's God that's leading me, then I'm just like a vessel. So if God is leading me, I'm not scared of anything. And unfortunately, I wasn't scared of anything growing up, even up to date. My friend asked me, he said, Elvis, look at you. You're doing so well. You've built so much businesses in the short of 10 years. Are you not scared of anything? I'm not scared of anything. I'm not scared of death. I'm not scared of losing anything because I believe that the greater resource that God has given to me is the resource of my mind and the Holy Spirit. I'm not a perfect Christian, but I tell people if I lose everything today, I will build again. Because I build everything that probably people have seen today from my mind, not from a rich uncle, not from a rich parent, not from anything. I'm not building because I copy from somewhere or so on, or taking a loan from the bank. No, everything was built from scratch, was built from failure, was built from nothing. But guess what? They were not actually happening physically then, but they're actually happening in my mind. So I conceive everything in my mind. I say, oh, if truly this is working in my mind, and the Bible says, was a man conceived in his heart, so he is. So I already have every idea. That's why you see every building of Skywise today, the people ask me, oh, which architect draw this, which architect build? I say, no, I'm the architect in my mind. So when I have it in my mind, I've been to tell the architect, this I want it to look like, and this I want it to look like. In fact, somehow we have to destroy some to build again because what they were building was not in line with. So everything must come from the mind first. So when you have it to conceive from the mind, at that point in time, in the mind, there is no limitation. In the mind, there is no anxiety. In the mind, there is no failure. So why do you see failures is the external forces. Your friends are telling you cannot do it. Your family are telling you cannot do it. The society is telling you cannot do it. You're the order against you. But in your mind, you are saying winning. And that forms the decision I said in one of the quotes I made in my book. If you can win in your mind, you can win on anything in life. And that is it for me. So I didn't see any failure, and I'm not seeing any failure even as at now. So everyone listening to me, do not see it as there are one which you're doing in your village, the society is against you. No. In fact, I say radical economic transformation is no longer what we demand from the government anymore. It's what we demand from ourselves as an individual. Why do I say so? Before growing up as a young chap in primary school, secondary school, we used to hear this thing. We are the leaders of tomorrow from school. But look at it today now. We still have our leaders still in power. When I was in primary school, the leaders were in power. They are still in power up to date. So that means that I'm no longer depending on the government to fend for myself. So I'm saying to everyone out there, do not depend on the government to fend for yourself or run with your vision. In fact, I saw something on Instagram said if Tinubu is going to be there in 2031, it means that there is another 6 years. So add 6 years to your life. So are you going to depend your life based on the clock of the government? No. You're going to depend your life based on you. What do you want to live behind? What do you want to achieve? And what you want. So these are things whereby we should do as an individual. So there are no failures anywhere. For me as a person, I'm not saying it. Remember what I said in my early quote, that the challenge of life that is pursuing me every day does not have the capacity to withstand the vision that is driving me. So it's all about the vision, where I am going to, what I want to leave behind, and the impact I want to impart it to people.
Wow, amazing, amazing. I'm just looking another part of the book that I love so deeply, and we've actually had this personal discussion where, and I'll just paraphrase, where you talked about foundations.
Yeah.
I will remember that this day I was at the office and I said something, and it was amazing how you think. I think I was trying to say, why is Skywise not here or there?
Yeah.
And you were able to give me a bullet point sharp idea that you are not trying to do what everybody is doing. Man, that day, that blew my mind. And then you also narrowed that into the fact that there are a lot of people making noise out there, but they don't have foundations. So one can have a big name, one can have a big bet without the proper foundation. Now, then that also brings to something you also said earlier, talking about, relating with people. In your book, there's something you wrote, and I'll just read it. It said, life is too deep to be taking counsel from wrong persons.
Yeah.
And I was listening to someone recently, and he said one of the biggest problems in our society right now is that the reason why some people have not been able to take a leap in their dream as well is actually as a result of the voices that you are hearing. And so painful is sometimes this voice could even not just be from just their normal friends, but sometimes even the church. So in other words, even the pastors now need to begin to get re-educated on the fact that people are born. You said that in your book. There's a part you talked about. Everybody. Permit me. Yes, you said those who are driven by vision will be more successful than those that are driven by survival. And then there's a part you also wrote that God has put this inherent ability in everyone, and so there is actually nothing that actually limits us. So that now brings you to another very important part. How does somebody make the U-turn? For example, you are a business person. I asked a question today on Facebook, and I asked them this question. I said, is your community, your company right now, the people that you are relating with, can you able to say in the next 1 month you are going to grow by 30% with the kind of people that are within your system right now? And so a lot of people have not been able to do that detoxification to find. So how do people deal with, and let me also tie it with this question. Why am I saying it? A lot of people want to have great ideas. Let's take, for example, at the moment you had actually conceived Skywise, somebody somewhere was actually telling you that, no, you're wrong. This is how you should go about it. That's how you go about it. So people are in that particular place right now that because they have not seen the glory of their vision, they are almost forced to take advice from people that don't even understand the journey of where they're going to. And I noticed that one of the reasons people do that as well is that they've not climbed the ladder. So they are not used to climbing. They only climbed a little and fail, and they are now telling people about their experience of failure. They don't know how to push people to success. And I see you do that. I've been in the office. I've seen you take a number of entrepreneurs, and you're having systems, through the Skywise investment and group that gets to tell them the nitty-gritties on how to. So how do people deal with wrong friendship, wrong counsel, and be able to forge ahead irrespective of even if the world doesn't follow them?
You see, it's so interesting, and at the same time, I find it like a mixed feeling when it comes to this topic, where people call people, this is my mentor, this is my this is my that, and I tell people, if you ask me, Dr. Elvis, who is a mentor, I don't have any physical being as a mentor, and I will never have any physical being as a mentor as long as I live and exist in this world. And the reason is simple. A human being will only mentor you based on the ability of what they know, what they've achieved, and their experiences. But do I have role models? Yes, I have a lot of role models. Tony Lumil is one of my role models when it comes to business. Lenny Okore when it comes to leadership and so. I have a lot of role models, but I don't have a mentor. The only mentor I have is the Holy Spirit, who knows both
Wow.
the physical and the invisible, who
Yeah.
tells me what to do at every point in time. And unfortunately, most people have been mentored wrongly. And for instance, how can you accommodate or say this person is a mentor? At the end of the day, I don't want to mention name because, like I said, this probably will
Yeah.
begin to transfer to different platform and
Yes.
so on. Now, the people that have people, I have friends that people see them as their mentor, but today now those people are nowhere to be found in life. They have
Wow.
lost the vision. Life have actually they have relegated them somewhere and somewhere. So what now happened to those people where they are mentoring or looking up to? And
Wow.
why did life relegated them to somewhere? Because in the eyes of the of people, they were thinking they were doing something right, but fortunately they were doing something wrong. So when the system caught up with them, they could not withstand it. Like you said, most people are big outside, but they don't have a foundation, they don't have a base. And that's why I say I appreciate how God have been able to help me. When God take you through process, he humbles you. When you see me
Yes.
outside, I look very small. But when it comes to look at my works, I have achieved so much to the extent whereby if I begin to blow my trumpet today, people will say, wow, we didn't know you are this big. And that is how it's supposed to be. So you should appear small when people look at your work or what you have done and they say you have actually achieved something. And I tell people, even that I stop at this level, not even my generation unborn will be able to suffer. Why? Because I've been able to do something. So, and also, unfortunately, people also listen to people whereby they even pay to listen to people whereby they coach them and they have not been able to utilize those theory for themselves. It's just like when we're in school. Our lecturers, our teachers are telling us, oh, when you do this, you're going to be successful. When you do this, you're going to be successful. But then they say they are not successful. You know, my parents used to tell me always, you know what, go to school when you're a graduate, you're gonna be successful, you're gonna be great. Lo and behold, that was a scam, that was a lie from the pit of air. I because of that ideology my parents actually instilled in me, I made up my mind from the family of seven that I'm gonna be a graduate, I want to be successful and so on. It
Wow.
has been 2008. This is it has been over 17 years. I left the bank on 15 years. I left the bank when I'm 15. I've not used my certificate for apart from working in the bank. And like I said to you, everything I achieved when in the course of the bank, I lost it. So I will not say the bank was a bedrock of me to have the finance to start Skyewise Group. No. But what did I gain from the bank and experiences was knowledge, our discipline, and so on. But it means that I tell people that having a first class result or having a good result is not a yardstick that you're going to be successful in life. But guess what? You can see people whereby they have third class, but they have a first class ideology ideas. You can see people whereby they have what you call all manners of what you can call them NFA in when they were in school, no future ambition, and they become successful in life. So you can actually be able to translate that because that is life. Life happens, and I tell people it is better you fail in school and you pass in life than to pass in school and you fail
Wow.
in life. Because at the end
Wow.
of life, life will probably going to ask you of all these things. That's why you can see people of 60, 70 today, they are probably like begging for survivor. You ask them one question, what did they do with their youthful age when they were young? In fact, what I tell people is I am someone by I'm very intentional. I ask questions a lot. In fact, my parents of blessed memory, there were a time I asked my dad this question. I said, Dad, where were you when Dangote was becoming Dangote? Because your set and my and Dangote said they are the same age bracket. Where were you? I understand the fact that you will say, oh, the odd were against you, circumstances, all fingers are not born equal. But I don't want to probably be on that bracket of negativity. Even if it's 1% of people that are succeeding, I want to be among that 1% that are succeeding.
Yes.
So that should be the mindset that we should have as an entrepreneur. Not the mindset of somebody, or you have to go and pay for one leadership coach, you have to listen to somebody. You must listen to your instincts, your inherent quality, your ability to withstand and do things for yourself, and tell yourself, you know what, this thing will work. So at the end of the day, even though you not work, you know that it is your decision. It's not that it's not being influenced by somebody, whether is telling your friends, is telling you, oh, you can do it, some friends telling you cannot do it. Let it come. You might take, yes, listen to all the advice, take it to the room, then refine it, come up with your own resolutions. Don't say because Elvis said this thing, you must take it. No. I might say something to you today. It might interest, might like, it might be in line with what you believe on. But I'm not saying you should do what I am doing. Because you know why? It might work for me, it might not work for you. And that is where people have missed it when it comes to business and entrepreneurship. How do I mean? People say, oh, Coach Charis is doing well today. I want to be like Coach Charis. Oh, Elvis is doing well today. I want to be like Elvis. No. Let me break it down when it comes to industry. If you want to build a successful automobile industry today, you don't need to copy Coach Charis 100%. You don't need to copy Elvis 100%. All you need to do is that pick 10% from Coach Charis, pick 10% from Dr. Elvis, pick 10% from every automobile company that is doing well around the world today. Now bring it to a room. Now refine those ideas into your personality. Then let it works for you. Then you cannot come up with a refined solution. That is when you cannot bring to the marketplace that you have an idea. Not just because you say Dr. Elvis is making money. So because at that point in time, if you are copying me 100% and you want to bring to the marketplace where I failed and I succeed, or where I actually had challenges and I was able to break through, when you get there, you will not be able to, because you know why? You are not Dr. Elvis. You don't have my mental strength.
Yes.
You don't have my physical belief system. You don't have my God factors. You don't have my resilience. You don't have my commitment. So you won't be able to succeed where I actually have succeeded.
Yeah.
So at that point in time, pick up ideas from different people. Now refine it based on your perception, and I'm bringing to the marketplace. Now this is now you. So it's so unfortunate. People copy from people and they want to succeed with it. There's a limit to what you can run with when it's not your original idea. And that's why I tell people there are only two ladders in life when it comes to building a vision in that aspect. One, you can choose that you want to attain, build something, at the end of the day you are not fulfilled. The other one is fulfillment. Fulfillment comes when you love what you are doing on a daily basis, and that is what you see people tell me, oh, you don't get tired, you don't take break, and so, because you know why? I'm fulfilling a task. I'm happy what I am doing. I love what I am doing. So that is true fulfillment. So even though when I get paid, I don't get paid, I make money today, I don't make money tomorrow, there's a belief in me that once somehow somewhere I will make this money will come. Let me give you a story that actually happened a few weeks ago. I was with my friend, we were discussing, they say, oh, Dangote is this, Tolumini is this, and I say to the person, guess what? Dangote and Tolumini, they actually are their 60s. We are actually 40, we are at our 40. Put 20 years, give me 20 years to put into my life, into my business. I'll be better and greater than Dangote or Tolumini. Why? Because when you look at that age bracket, where I am now today and what I have achieved, take it back to the time of Dangote. Dangote did not achieve all these things in his
Very
30s.
true. Very true.
So if I've achieved all this in my 30s, so it means that I can be able to do better even when I'm at my 60s if I don't give up. Because I'm the only one that can tell myself no. So in all of this, I'm not saying you should not listen to mentors. I'm not saying you should not listen to business coach. I'm saying that when they probably give you an idea, when you are done with the seminar, when you are done with the course and so on, go back to your drawing board. Now refine those ideas to work with your personality. Because it's so unfortunate you want to run with another person's personality. It will not work. So that is why you see people give up in businesses, people give up in life and so on. They are running with another people's personality. At the end of the day, they are not making fulfillment. They are making money, but deep down inside of them, they are not happy. Why?
Wow.
Because it's someone idea they are running with.
Wow. 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 Mates, at that point, in short, I wish we have all the time. Unfortunately, we just have another 10 minutes. And Mr. Dr. Elvis has actually poured so much that I will really beg for another time, maybe some other time, and we're going to have this. But one last question, or maybe secondary last question, would be the financial problem or the financial gap. Great ideas, financial issues. What would you advise in a world right now where financial inclusion in Nigeria is not really a key thing, and access to capital for business, venture capitalism now is going down because there are good ideas but they are not really profitable. What would be your advice for someone listening to right now that may say, okay, I want to start my business, or my business right now is struggling, and what would be your advice when it comes to the financial aspects or helping them
Okay, so
build capital?
in that aspect, like I tell people, money is not cash. Real money is invisible. It is the output of a productive mind. How productive is your mind? It's going to give you the money you're looking for. So, for instance, you have a great idea, you want to start something, and you don't have the finance, but there are millions of injured investors out there. They are looking for people with great ideas. They are looking for people with great personality. They are looking for people whereby that are credible. They are people looking for people whereby that can create values. Well, your idea is money driven, money will be far from you. But when your idea is value driven, money will attract you. And that is why I say in my book, I said income flows in the direction of values. It is value that attract money. So when you have great value idea, great vision, and is value driven, money will come after you. Now, practically, this is what I tell people, and I've advised a lot of people, and it works for them. A lady walked up to me 2 3 years ago and said, "Oh, sir, I've watched you from afar. I have a great business idea. I want to do this. I want to do that." Well, beautiful idea, very very interesting. And I asked her, "How much do you want for this your idea?" She said, 20 million naira. And I said, "Okay, how much of your own do you have?" And she said she doesn't have anything. I said, "Well, it will not work that way. Now
Wow.
you need to probably like go back to the drawing board and begin to evaluate your ideas." But during our conversation, I saw some level of commitment. I saw passion in her. I saw driven that she actually wants to bring something to limelight. And that is what that quote I actually borrowed from Samadhi. I mean, I use in my book that those who are driven by vision will be more successful than those who are driven by survivor. So I saw the vision part of her. And I saw that she's willing to go every length to actually bring that idea to limelight. And I asked her, "You know what? Bring out your phones." She brought out her phone. I say, "How many contacts do you have?" As her then, she have close to about 1,000 contacts on her phone. And I said, "You know what? Write down 20% that you believe that they can give you 1 million naira each." She wrote down 20 of them, and I said, "Write down 20% that you believe that they can give you 500,000 naira each, not a dash, that can invest in this your idea." She wrote down 20%. And I said, "Write down 20% also that can give you 200,000 naira to start up this your idea." She wrote it down. And I said, "You know what? Now go back home, write a clean business plan proposal." Now, these people, you're not going to meet them on telling them on phone, "Oh, sir, my name is this, I have a business idea," and so on. "And I need your contribution, I need your investment," and so on. They won't listen to you. But at that point in time, when you write these people down, invite them for a drink, one after the other. You can invite like 5 people in a day. Different, it might be same location, but you must be willing to probably like be passionate the way you are passionate towards me as a then to them, and tell them, show them this your business plan, and tell them to invest in you. The people of 1 million, I say, "Sir, I know I'm not asking you to dash me 1 million naira, but I have this great idea that I want to bring to limelight. If you can invest on 1 million naira with me, in the next 6 months, I can break even and I will return back your 1 million naira with a little profit that you're going to agree with them." She did that. After 1 month, in fact, less than a month, she came back to me, and she have been able to realize 13.8 million naira
Wow.
from those people she wrote down. Some of them even gave her, someone that she was asking for 1 million naira, even gave her 2 million naira. You see one thing about life, when you probably
Wow.
say yes to yourself, the universe will say yes to you.
Wow.
And the universe will begin to orchestrate men that are going to give you those resources. that you're going to probably build your ideas. So now someone will say, oh, because she's a lady, I've done that to guys too, and it works for them. So at the end of the day, she was able to realize 13.8 million naira. And I say now that 13.8 on my own, I supported her, and I think I gave her 2 million naira then. She has been able to return it, and today she has paid back all those people she collected the money from, and she is doing well in the city of Abuja today.
Wow.
And that is how she was able to raise finance. So don't, somehow, somewhere, like I said, that is just one aspect. There are other ways. You can use emotional blackmail on people. I did that when I started Skyewise Group. I called on my friends. I said, you know what, this is what I want to do. I've lost everything. I understand I need a support from you. Some say, no, Elvis, you have lost everything. We can't believe in you anymore. So I don't have. Some say, you know what, in fact, that probably made me to choose my friend carefully. And even up to date, if you're my friend, you don't believe in what I believe in, you are not my friend. I cut you off. If you're my friend, you're not investing in my business, in my company, you are not my friend. In one way or the other, you must invest in my company.
Yes.
Either you invest in finance, either you invest in ideas, or either you invest in referrals, or you invest in support and so on, or just invest, tap me at the back, say, you know what, Elvis, you are doing great, I believe in you. It's an investment.
Yes, sir.
So these are the friends I have around me, and it's a vice versa. I also believe and support with them also. So the same way you can raise finance, don't believe because the bank will not listen to you. In fact, your family might not really listen to you. They'll say, we don't even know you're going to eat our money and so on. But the good thing that strangers will listen to you if you are committed and you are passionate about it.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a wonderful interview. Thank you so much, Virtual Impact Nigeria. You've really been wonderful with the snippets. Thank you. The last one is powerful. When your idea is money driven, money will be far from you. But when it is value driven, money will come close to you. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that I want to be very, very sincere, you will know that this is the type of thing you go pay for and hear at a seminar. Dr. Elvis just laid something on this call that I wish everybody had. I'm going to use, I've never had it in that way before, and I'm going to actually use all those things. So if you're on this call, thank you for joining in, and ensure that you share this link to people. We're also going to have it on our YouTube page. I will ensure that I have that announced on Instagram, and you can also follow us on Facebook and have that. Last word, sir, in just a minute. Last word, Dr. Elvis, what will be your last word to people that are listening right now? They've gotten so much. But one of the things we like to do at the Business Conversation with Charles is that it's not just enough to hear. People can just hear and they're like, wow, great word and all that. What will be your last word on getting them to implement something? In other words, before the next meeting or the next podcast, they were going to be able to like say, hey, thank you so much for what you said. I've started implementing this, and this is what's that one thing you could tell everyone?
All right, so remember the theme for today is build beyond challenges. And like I said about my initial statement, challenges of life have access to everybody, but does not have control over everybody. So what I'm going to advise is that keep building in respect of the challenges, and you realize that if you keep building, the challenges of life will begin to lose their hold over you. They begin to lose their capacity over you. They begin to feel that, this person is stubborn. And the truth be told, the universe loves stubborn-hearted people. When you are stubborn and you know what you're doing, you're in the right direction, definitely you're going to emerge success. And another interesting is that anyone who probably want to build something, like I said, if you forget that you will be tested, so you should be able to know that when you're building, this is a test, and my ability to withstand it makes me a better person. No one has ever built something worth emulating, worth great, worth celebrating, that have actually not passed through challenges of life. So you must build beyond challenges. You must build that this is what you're doing is value driven. You're not just doing it for self-interest. You're not doing it because you want to eat. You're not doing it because you want to make money, but you want to build something that will outlive you, that somehow, somewhere the world will celebrate. So keep building, believe in yourself. Don't allow the economy of the day, the policy of the nation, to affect what you are doing. And like I said, as an entrepreneur, there's a difference between an entrepreneur and a business person. Entrepreneur will always comes in different seasons. For instance, if there's one policy against entrepreneur, they begin to bring an idea, but they need to probably run through again. But when a business person, when there's a policy that shut down the idea of the business, that is the end for them. But entrepreneur always think ahead. So be an entrepreneur, always think ahead. How do I mean by think ahead? We're in May now. We should be thinking, what will happen in the next 6 months? What will happen in the next 1 year? We need to think ahead. This idea that I'm doing now, because what I'm doing now, will you be able to say in the next 5 years? Will you be able to say 10 years? You need to think about it now. Let me give an instance. I remember when I started Skyewise Group, I started as Skywise Travels and Tour. In the early 2010 and 2015, Travels and Tour agent was selling better, faster, and so on. So, and then from 2015 upward, people begin to realize, people begin to buy tickets on their phones and so on. So that probably limit my revenue. So I begin to unveil, the finance aspect and so on. So begin to think as an entrepreneur ahead of time. And when you can do that, not probably going to catch you unaware. If some things, if you don't think ahead of time, it begins to affect you. It begins to affect your revenue. It begins to affect your beliefs. It begins to affect your drive and your motivation. And in all chat, believe in yourself. Belief is everything. It's the highest form of fortitude. Believe in yourself. Go with the God factors. Run with the vision. And with all of this, you're going to emerge success. This is from me to you. And have a very, very beautiful weekend.
Yeah, sorry, Dr. Elvis. Just in less than 1 minute. Somebody was asking a question. Unfortunately, we just have those 2 minutes to 8 p.m. And I want to be very respectful to Dr. Elvis' time. The question said, what is the right path to get into the business world? And what are the major mistakes made that kill business fast? I believe you've also answered some of those questions earlier on. But if maybe you just want to give a summary, what is the right path to get into the business?
The right part, like I said, be vision driven, be value driven, don't be profit driven. With that, you can be able to get into the path and ensure that you are someone that is credible. Because, like I said, when a social media age, if somebody's invested and did business with me, they say, Elvis, I've gone through, all through about the internet. When we Google your name, it's all about impact, it's all about positivity. You are credible, and for the last 10 years, we have seen you being consistent. I've always been consistent. In fact, I can consistently consistent. So be consistent whatever you're doing with those aspects, you will to break through into the business aspect. And the other question is what again? The second one is
what are the major mistakes made that kill business fast?
Major business is that don't eat with your 10 fingers. Don't have this arrival mentality. Remember what I said, Skyewise Group is doing over $15 million business turnover, but yet I don't even believe that we have even started. So arrival mentality keep business and kill you faster. It's a kill a lot of business, and kill a lot of ideas. So don't see money, don't allow money to enter your head, but rather see money as a tool to make more money. Be a steward, don't be a spender. Ensure that be a prudent person when it comes to finance, and in all of this, you're definitely going to probably like the sky is going to be a stepping stone for you.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. We really cannot thank you enough for this amazing, and for everybody that joined in. Wow, by the way, there's somebody I really respect as an icon and role model that joined in also. Dr. Adeyemi Adeni, thank you so much. I see you. And so many amazing people that joined in. Thank you so much for honoring this invite. We do this every now and then. I believe next Saturday we're going to be having a major entrepreneur from Kano. And then after that, upper Saturday, we're going to be having someone all the way from Austria. He used to be in the U.S. Army, and then he diverted into business. But ladies and gentlemen, can you just get to his comment section and just tell me thank you so much to Dr. Elvis? He's poured out so much that if we're to go back and each thing he said are what you would actually do in a 3 months business school course. And so we're really so grateful for your time, sir, and we really appreciate you. For everyone that joined in, this is Business Conversations with Charles, and you could join us every Saturday. And if you still have questions, please, Dr. Elvis is very magnanimous, so I believe that I can send those questions to you. When he answers, I can send to you. So you can just send those questions to me via my inbox, and then I'll get it straight to Dr. Elvis. Dr. Elvis, thank you so much, sir. God bless you so much, so much. All right, yes. Thank you, sir. This is a wrap from us at the Business Conversations with Charles. I want to just say, do have a lovely weekend and God bless. Thank you.